So, all right, cool. Good afternoon, everyone. Thank you for joining the She is Hope LA 12-week curriculum class with Rajika Mahan. She's going to do a vision workshop with us today. She's a transformational life coach with the Brave Thinking Institute, and she's fabulous. I can't wait to hear her presentation. Rajika, please take it away. Thank you for joining us today and doing this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much, Tisha. Thank you everyone for being here. I'm super excited. And when I spoke to Tisha, a few months ago, she shared this vision of hers, having this 12-week. And so it's beautiful. I've been enjoying the different classes that you have with the different presenters. So thank you so much. But thank you very much for everyone being here. Good afternoon, good evening, depending on where you are. My name is Rajika Mahan, and I am a transformational life coach, certified with the Brave Thinking Institute, and so excited to be here and share this information. Couple of things, housekeeping. I would love for you all to get some notepad or something that you can write with. I'm going to be making you guys work. So go ahead and grab something that you can have next to you.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yes,
Saturday.
yes. Yes, I'm making you work on a Saturday. You will love this information. So as we open up, I usually like to tee up my workshop. So the first one is tune in. So tune into the information that I'm going to be presenting to you. Tune in to, not maybe putting away your distractions, closing some of your extra windows, putting away your phone for now. Go ahead and do that. So tune in. Turn up the volume. I'm going to be asking you, doing some exercises with you, asking you some questions. So turn up the volume on your participation, because I believe what you bring into, how you are doing one thing, you do everything, right? So if you sit back and you kind of chill, then that's kind of what you will get, which is fine. So, but I invite you to kind of lean in, turn up the volume, and then transformational willingness is the third T, which is I'll be asking you to make some decisions today, right? I will be asking you some bold questions and allowing yourself to really go in deeper, explore, be vulnerable with yourself. And again, all the information that you're going to be doing is between you and you. No one is going to be seeing this unless you would like to share this information with us as I ask you questions. So that's my 3 T's. I will go ahead and share my screen. Okay, can everybody, oops, what happened? Everybody see my screen?
Yes.
Awesome.
Yes.
Awesome. Okay, great. So I'm going to also be asking Tisha if you could kindly help me with the chat, because I think I only see a full screen. I do not see any of the participants. So if you could kindly help me, I would appreciate that. Thank you.
Of course.
Awesome. So today we're going to be talking about power of vision, 3 ways to really mastering your results, right? I know we all gathered here today, we want to learn something. So I'm going to be sharing with you tools and the information that you can walk away with and have some tangible things that you can do, right? So that is my intention, is to give you this information so you have something that you can walk away with and have, further insight, more awareness. I want to celebrate you all for being here. You could be doing something else. You could, maybe watching Netflix, being outside, but you took the time. So I want to celebrate you for taking the time to be with us here this afternoon, this evening, and really investing in yourself, because most people spend more time planning a weekend away than planning their life or planning, what are their next steps for themselves. So, but not you, because you all are here today. So my intention is to give you the 3 tools to help you achieve your goals, gain even greater clarity on your goals and dreams, and then feel even more confident in your ability to doing that. So with that, I'm going to share a funny story. It's about a mother mouse who was leading her 3 children through a house. And then all of a sudden she sees at the corner, she comes to a corner and she sees a big ferocious cat looking at her, right? The cat is looking at her and her babies, for the next meal, right? And she gets up, the mother mouse wants to save herself and her babies, right? She doesn't want to get eaten. So she musters up all her courage, musters up her, um, the courage to get up on her hind legs, and in a loud voice goes, woof, woof, woof. The cat gets scared and runs away, right? And the mother mouse turns to her babies and says, now babies, this is the power of learning more than one language. So I love this, right? Because today we'll be learning a language of success, right? And as we learn the language of success, as we have a different awareness or different insight, we can use those tools to create new results we want, right? And once we consciously understand what is this language, we can apply it to any area of our life. So would that be good if I can share that information with you?
Yes.
Awesome, awesome. So how many of you have ever achieved a goal or a dream? Go ahead and chat that in. How many of you have ever achieved a goal or a dream? And then the second part of that question is that when you first started, you had no idea, or you didn't really know how you were going to get that, or how you were going to achieve that.
Okay. Okay. So type this in here.
You can type it in. I don't know, Tisha, are you okay if people come off mute and share that?
Totally. And are you
Okay.
looking for samples now, or do you want me to share mine?
Yeah, sure.
I'm immediately like, I'll do it first. Well, I've achieved a few things, like especially recently, obviously you guys know my story, and started over in 2012 with nothing, was almost homeless at one point, food stamps and all that jazz, but I was able to become a real estate agent, and I was able to start the nonprofit. The nonprofit was the tricky one because I had no idea how to go about doing it. So I had to learn that process. Real estate, I knew it was exams and everything, but it was quite a ride. So it was wonderful. And now I'm coaching people on how to do that, which is fun.
Beautiful,
Right.
beautiful.
And then Connie was saying, yes, hard work, dedication, help from others.
Yeah.
Cool. And if
Awesome.
you guys want to chat or chime in, I guess we could do it this way too, whatever's good.
Yeah. I'll share. I had dreamed of being a foster parent, and being single. It was very challenging, and I started volunteering and then came into the opportunity. But it did take 2 years of classes where my family had to step in to prove that they would be there to back me, and lots of therapy with the group home and DCFS and the judge. So it was a village.
Yeah.
But it was definitely well worth it. My daughter's now
Beautiful.
29 and I'm a grandma.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful.
Goosebumps. That's beautiful, Connie.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, what is actually true is, right, we are far more capable than we know, right? We have within us what it takes to come through, with different situations, with different circumstances, right? We are more capable than we know. So raise your hand, go ahead and chat it in. Raise your hand or put it in the chat, or, share with me. Is there an area of your life that you would like to improve? Is there an area of your life, like perhaps you're having some challenges around, maybe, it's a career or a relationship, perhaps your health, or the amount of money you have, or the lack of free time, right? Go ahead and chat that in.
Yes.
Is there an area of your life that you would like to improve?
Let's see here. Absolutely.
Absolutely.
Right here.
Give us
right
a few
here.
examples, Michael.
Yeah, you're talking to the guy right here on that one, or the
Okay.
person. Uh, you know, just my work has been. I'm not going to any negativism. I'm just saying that my work is very diminished,
Mhm.
and I need to transition out of what I've been doing for 12 years plus, and I would say really invent myself maybe, or remake myself,
Mhm.
um, and it's going to take not just the quote job search skills, but I think also because I haven't been in a corporate office type environment in so long, and sort of out of a certain corporate sphere, uh, that it's gonna require for me to, I think, learn some other new things, and probably even get up to speed in some other new technology skills.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Great.
All right.
Great.
Some of
Great
the other
awareness.
answers. Marlia was saying yes, tenacity is stepping out of my comfort zone and hard work. Connie was all of the above, hard life work balance, traveling more. Naomi was my marriage relationship and to be
Mm.
financially independent.
Mhm.
I'd say finances, I think, are probably across the board, I think, for the most part, except for Liz. She's Shimula. She'll be talking about that to us soon. And then
Okay. Okay. Okay.
stepping up,
Beautiful.
wanting to take my business to the next level. I think that's
Yeah.
something that we could all, agree on.
Yeah.
And I gained the COVID 30, not the 15. So that's been a challenge. And I hate everyone. So what
Yes.
happened? I baked my way through that. I don't know. Anyway.
Oh my God. Yes, yes, yes. I'm sure a lot of people are in the same boat, but awesome. Well, good. Good awareness and good noticing, right? Because we have areas of our life that we want to improve and maybe take it to the next level, right? We might have had great results, or we've achieved certain things up until now, but we'd like to go to the next level, right? So what I've learned, right, during the many opportunities, right, that I've had speaking, to different groups, is that often our goals and dreams are born out of the challenges we're facing, right? We have certain challenges, and often that pushes us to create those new goals or the new dreams, right? And noticing, right? I mean, and some of you shared that, like you have those challenges, and now you're like, okay, I have this challenge, but I'd like to create new, out of that comes out the goals and dreams. And again, we all have challenges because we are breathing. We're here today. We all have challenges. I have challenges. You all have challenges. We all have challenges, right? And what happens is the universe, and I use the word universe, you could use God, you could use atoms and particles, you could use quantum physics, any of that, right? But what happens is the universe um, sends us two signals of growth, right? The longing and the discontent. So the longing of the longing of something that we haven't created as yet, and the discontent of the current circumstances that sparks us to grow, right? The discontentment of the area that you're not fulfilled in, you're not, you're maybe unhappy or dissatisfied with. So those are the two signals that the universe or God, sends us, right? The longing of something that we haven't created, and then the discontent of of the current circumstances. So Dr. Michael Beckwith, right? He is the founder of the Agape Center. He talks about, right, the pain of your problem and the burning desire for what you want are essential for creating new results, right? Those two things are essential to creating new results. So let me share with you my story. It was about 4 years now, and I was at a cross point. I, at that point, was married for 25 years. I was privileged to staying home, raising my kids, looking after my family. But I was feeling this discontentment. I was feeling this unfulfillment of I hadn't, you know, hadn't kind of put the focus back on myself, right? It was all about my husband, my kids, looking after them. And I was just feeling very stagnant. I was feeling this frustration from within that, I wanted to do something. I wanted to create something for myself. Yes, I loved being a mom. I'm, still a mom, but I wanted something more for myself, right? And I saw like my kids were growing up, they were going away to college. My husband was, going to the next level in his work and all of that. And I was stagnant, right? I hadn't created anything for myself. And I was feeling a lot of just discontentment, unhappiness, frustration within myself. And as I was, reflecting on what is it that I would love for myself, right? I had a lot of fear. I had a lot of fear around what could I do? Because, I was a stay-home mom. I hadn't really worked in my life. And I was scared, right? Because this feeling kept coming up, but then I kept shoving it away, right? I used to get engaged in like, looking after my kids, taking them to soccer games, all of that, right? And I kept like wanting this voice to go away, like, go away, I don't want to hear it. But it kept coming up, kept coming up. And, I was sharing it with my friend, this thing keeps coming up, I don't know what to do. And she, shared with me that there was a seminar coming up for 3 days, and it was in Arlington in Virginia. I'm in Virginia. And it's 3 days, come, and maybe this could be something that you can explore further. And I said, okay, well, I didn't know what I was going in for, signed up, went, met her there. And the presenter started talking about the discontent and the longing, right? Those voices coming up. And she started sharing with, how do you listen to that? What do you create? How do you uncover what is it that you would love? And, I'll be sharing all those pieces with you today. But at that time, she asked us to make a decision, right? That transformational willingness, like I was asking you, making a decision. And she asked us, right, would you love to take this work further? Would you like to integrate this? Because this is the results that, you can create. And she, invited us to sign up to take the course. Of course, there was a part of me saying, yes, I want to do it. And then there was a part of me saying, oh my God, what am I going to do? I don't know how it's going to happen. And I had a lot of fear. I almost had like a stomach ache at that point. And I leaned in and I signed up, and I, took the course, started applying the work to my life, improved my relationship with my husband, because part of it, some of you might be married or know people who are married, my most important relationship, which was my marriage, was on autopilot because I was so focused on raising my kids and was completely disconnected from my husband. So really applied these tools to really re-engage in my relationship with my husband, to really reignite it and really get back to before we were having kids and not living like roommates, So I, signed up, took the course, not only took the course, but started living from these principles. And I'm happy to say, we're still married 29 years. 4 years later, we celebrated our 29th wedding anniversary. And more important than that was who I became in the process, and the awareness and the tools that I gained, that I live and do this every day of my life, right? And so that was my story, right? And maybe some of you can relate, maybe somebody, who might be going through a situation. But, these are powerful, powerful tools, right? So what my promise to you is the Dream Builder program, right? There are 10 principles that will skyrocket your success, right? If you apply it in your life. But for today, I'm going to share with you 3 out of those 10 principles and help you create a life that you would absolutely love. At least help you create a blueprint for your life that you would love to create. And at the end, if this information resonates, you would love to take it further, I have a gift for all of you at the end of the presentation. So that is my promise from me to you. And that is my intention, is to provide you with everything that I can in the hour we are together. So with that, let's play a quick game. And before I switch over to the game, it's called the numbers exercise. So the next slide is going to be a slide which is going to have numbers from 1 to 50. Your job is to circle, and I'm saying circle because I usually do this in person, but your job is to mentally circle in your mind, look for numbers 1 through 50. So find number 1, then circle that, and then find number 2, number 3, number 4. So go in numerical order, and it'll be for 1 minute. So I'm going to switch to the next slide. It's going to be 1 minute, and your job is to circle in your mind, finding number 1, and then going to 2, 3, 4, and so on and so forth in the 60 seconds that I'm going to give you. I just want to make sure, is that clear? Do you want me to repeat that?
So just mentally circle each number in order.
Yes.
Because I'm sitting here going, I'm like picking my favorite numbers like roulette. But I'm like, okay, no, I have to.
No. So numbers 1 through 50, numerical order, you find number 1, then you go to number 2, then number 3, number 4, and so on and so forth. And the time that I'm going to give everybody is 60 seconds, which is a minute. Sound good?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Okay,
Okay.
let's get started. And just let me know if y'all can see this.
Oh,
Okay.
my head. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay, start. You have 30 seconds. Ten seconds. And stop. Okay. So I'd like for you to share with me if you circled 10 or more. If you want to just maybe shout it out, how many if you circled 10 or more.
I got 23.
Okay, and I'm sorry, who? Give me
Connie.
a name. Connie. Okay,
Connie.
23. Okay.
Nice. I only got 20.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, Liz got 15. Hang on. Oh, there goes my internet. Oh, if you lose me, I'll come back.
Okay.
1 second.
21.
I'm sorry. And
I'm
who's
sorry.
that?
I am muted. 21.
Okay.
Hurt my eyeballs.
Okay. So I got 23, 20, 15, 21.
I got only 15.
Okay, and you got 15. Okay, perfect.
I got
Anyone?
36.
And who's that?
Wow.
Sorry.
Michael.
Michael.
Okay, beautiful, Michael. Awesome. Cool. So nicely done, right? That we are, we got that 1 minute. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to reveal to you a pattern of how these numbers are laid out, right? So if I take this slide and I cut it in half, and then I make it another half. So we have 4 quadrants, right? And what I want to show you a pattern of how the numbers are laid out. So the first number is at the bottom right-hand quadrant. Then it's bottom left is number 2. Number 3 is top left. Number 4, number 5, number 6, number 7, number 8, and so on, right? So now what I'm going to do is we're going to repeat this, this game again. I'm going to give you the same number of time, same amount of time, which is the 60 seconds, the same number of numbers, which is the 50 numbers. But the only difference now is that you know a pattern, that how it's laid out, right? Now I have revealed a pattern for you. So I'm going to hit restart, and we're going to redo this, this exercise again. So ready?
Do we start from 1 again?
Yeah, so we do it again. We're doing the same exercise. We're circling from 1 to 50 in the same amount of time. But the second, now you know the pattern that I have revealed to you. So that's the difference. So I'm going to switch over and start.
It's okay, Shaheen, go ahead.
Okay, 30 seconds. Ten seconds. And stop. Okay. So now I would love to hear, what were your results the second time?
50.
Okay, what was Connie? Connie, how many did you get?
44.
Okay, awesome. And Louise, I think, is there Louise?
We have Marlea, Michael,
okay.
Naomi, Karen, and Shaheen had to leave.
I
Okay.
doubled, so I think it was 31.
Okay, okay.
I got 30.
Who's that? Sorry.
Michael was 30.
Oh, okay.
Liz was 31.
Me too.
32,
Okay,
29.
Nice.
beautiful, beautiful. Awesome. So kind of just even hearing everybody's numbers, right? Some of us almost improved it 100%, right? Or we definitely got more. I think Michael said he went down, which was interesting. Okay, so what changed, right? You expanded your awareness of the pattern for how to create the results you wanted, right? Or in other words, right, we wanted to circle more numbers, right? I revealed a pattern. You had the same resource, which was the same time, same numbers, but the only difference was you now knew the pattern, right? So that's what we're going to be learning more about today, is how do we expand our awareness for success in the areas of our life that matters most to you, right? Just like this piece of paper, right? So we have 4 quadrants in our life, right? We have health and well-being, relationship, vocation / career, and time and money freedom. So what I'd like for you to do is I'm going to have you do an assessment on your sheet of paper. And I'm going to ask you questions and have you rate each area from 1 to 5. 1 being not fulfilled, not satisfied, 5 being completely satisfied. So let's look at the area of health and well-being. Are you a person who might be healthy, but kind of have compromised your health because of work or not being, kind of putting it on the back burner? Perhaps you're somebody who already has good health and would like to go to the next level. Perhaps you're someone who is, maybe struggling with or suffering for some, a disease or some discomfort in your health. How is that area from 1 to 5 for you? Rate yourself. And I invite you to be a little bit vulnerable with yourself and really really do the work. So 1 through
Okay.
5. Okay.
Oh,
So
are we allowed fractional numbers?
you can do fractional numbers for sure. Yeah, sometimes we're not a whole 2 or not a whole 4. We might be in between. You can definitely do that. Totally fine.
Thank you.
The next one is relationship. Okay. Are you a person who might be looking for, the love of their life? Are you a person perhaps who has put their most important relationship on the back burner? Are you a person who perhaps have great friends but would love to deepen those relationships? How is your relationship with yourself? That is also an important part of making that assessment. Again, 1 through 5. Where do you fall?
And family too?
Family, yes.
I know what you're thinking, Michael.
Okay. Next is vocation or career. Perhaps, you are going to a job that is kind of, you're checking your soul before you enter the office. You're not fulfilled. Or you're just kind of, checking in and out because of the benefits or the paycheck. Perhaps you're a person who has a thriving business and would love to go to the next level or double your income or, have that bigger impact. Perhaps you're looking for something that you would love to create. Maybe you're in a place of transition. You would love to create something for yourself. So go ahead and rate yourself from 1 to 5. And the next one is time and money freedom. Perhaps you've had great success with, making a lot of money, but you're missing those important moments. You're not home to be, with your family or friends or your kids or wife. Maybe you have that flexibility of, that you would love to give more to an organization or, have a bigger impact with your creative work in the world. Or are you working like 80, 90 hours and you have no time to spend with your loved ones or yourself or travel or do all of those things that you would love to do? Again, 1 through 5. Go ahead and rate yourself and use decimals. So I know this is, when I first did this exercise, back 4 years ago, it was painful for me to look at different areas of my life. So I just want to acknowledge you all for being vulnerable and just doing the looking for yourself, because there are parts of our lives that are not, unicorns and rainbows, but, having that awareness, because once we have that awareness, then we are able to make a change for ourselves, right? So that's the first step, is to have that awareness and be able to recognize certain areas of our lives that are not working up until now. So good work. So let's learn on how we expand our awareness, right? And what I call is the results formula. How do we create results? So the first is our thoughts, right? Our thoughts cause our feelings. So when you think of joyful thoughts, like I know Tisha was singing, about an hour and a half ago, right? She was in a different vibration, right? Because her thoughts were different. She was thinking happy thoughts. She was feeling happy, right? Because what happens is our thoughts generate into a feeling tone in our body, right? That is how, when we say, oh, I have a scary thought, our feelings are maybe anxiety or fear. But if we're having happy thoughts or we're having uplifting thoughts, we feel different in our body, right? Physiologically, we feel different. And then our feelings cause actions. And for some of us, they're inactions, right? So thoughts cause feelings cause the actions, right? By law, your feelings must be expressed in actions. try this on, right? Put on a physical posture and facial expression of someone who might be depressed, right? Even when I say that word, right, and you kind of put yourself and your body into that, right? We all know like how that would look, right? Our shoulders are down, our head is down, maybe our facial expression is, sadness, frowning, right? But shake that off and put on a body position of someone who is confident, happy, and had just had a major success, right? It's interesting. Our body posture changes. We have our shoulders are back. We have a smile on our face. We're walking, with just more confidence and oomph, right? So our feelings are expressed in our actions. And when we feel confident, when we feel energized, when we feel uplifted, when we feel confident, right? We take a different actions than when we, if we're feeling depressed or we're feeling frustrated or sad, right? And then our actions are then equated to the results we create. So it's our actions that creates our results. So your thoughts cause your feelings cause your actions, and your actions cause your results. This is the law of cause and effect. Yet most people don't get that, right? Most people look at their results, they look at their circumstances, they look at their conditions, and then they call them their causes. But actually, they're too smart for that. They don't call it their causes, they call it their be causes, right? They call it their be causes. I can't start a new career. I can't find the love of my life. I can't take time off because, my boss won't give me time off, or, I can't leave this job because I lose my benefits, or I can't find the love of my life because I'm not pretty enough or thin enough, right? All of those reasons that we give ourselves. So all those be causes, right, gives us those results that we currently have. So what do we need to do? We need to first go back to what are the thoughts we are generating? Because when you start tapping into what are the thoughts you're generating, you will know exactly what the results you're creating. I mean, you just did an assessment, in all 4 areas of your life, right? And you have current results in all 4 areas of our life. So if you want to know what you have been thinking, look at your results, because your results don't lie. Right? So if we want to create new results in our life, then we must first start looking at our thinking. Where is our thinking coming from, right? What is our mind creating, right? What are those thoughts that we're generating that is giving us those results right now? So kind of, doing that layer process, right? Pulling that curtain back and saying, okay, what are the thoughts I was generating when maybe I went into this meeting or went into a transaction or had a conversation with a loved one, right? What are the thoughts I was generating? Was I going into with certain thoughts or, predetermination or prejudgment, right?
Yep.
So, and this was like instrumental for me when my mentor shared this with us, is how our results created. So looking at your results, right, just kind of pause and just kind of think to yourself, what are the thoughts we're generating every day, right? We have thousands and thousands of thoughts. What are the thoughts we are generating is causing the results that we are having in our life. So next I want to kind of share with you, I usually speak at different organizations, and usually people will email me saying, can you come and speak at my organizations? And I'm always happy to do that, right? But when I go there, I usually do this exercise, and I'm going to do this with you. So this is called tuning your attention. And this is going to be a video. We're going to look at, share with you a short video. And
this is an awareness test. How many passes does the team in white make?
Go!
Oh,
The answer is 13. But did you see the moonwalking bear?
Huh.
Right? So we were focused on, which was fine, right? We were focused on counting the shots, right? But
Right.
so there's an area of our brain which is called the reticular activation system, okay? And the job of this reticular activation system, which is in part of our brain, is to meditate or focus on what we're putting our attention on, right? So in other words, right, the reticular activation system is the job of this is to bring into awareness what we're looking for, right? To filter out the awareness and what we are not looking for. So if we're focused on our problems, we're focused on what's not going right, then that is what we are kind of creating more of. That is more what we are bringing into our awareness. So when we pay attention to, you know, all of those, the circumstances, situations, instead of looking, you know, having a different awareness, looking for different possibilities, if we're focused on the lack or focused on what's not going, you know, what's going wrong, we're missing all the other opportunities, the resources that might be really available to us, but we are not looking at that. We're focused on just looking at what's not going right, right? So again, if we want to change the results, right, we must start changing our focus, right? It was Henry Ford who said, obstacles are those frightful things you see when you take your eye off your goals. So that takes me to the first principle of dream building, which is designing a dream. Okay. So what I want you to do is, if you would go ahead and write this question down, is what do you really want, right? We did an assessment, and pick one area of your life that to work with me right now is, what is that one area that you would like to improve that matters most to you? And ask this question to yourself, what do you really want in this area? And what we're going to do is we're going to do some journaling for about a minute. And I want you to, I'm going to help you create a blueprint, right? It's the same thing, right? When we have a lot of real estate people here, so I'm going to use that analogy of when we go to a builder, or we go, we want to build a house, right? We don't just go to the architect, and we don't go to the builder and say, build me a house, right? You work with, creating your plans, you work with your architect, you do that. So the same thing applies with when we want to have different results. We want to have a clear blueprint of what is it that we would love? What is it that we really want? Because when you become clear on what you want, you begin to see those opportunities. You begin to see those, different resources that are available to you that you might have otherwise missed. So let's create a blueprint for your life. Okay, consider the four domains that we went over, which is health and well-being, relationship, vocation, and time and money freedom. And pick one of those areas to work with tonight. So go ahead and do that. Pick one area that maybe you scored the lowest on, or maybe you feel, that you want to create like clarity around what is it that you would like to create in that area. And write this down. Clarity is power. Because without having a clear vision, without having a clear blueprint, it's kind of, when we go out, we back in the 80s, I think we had, the maps, right? When we wanted to go from maybe go from here to Boston, right? We wouldn't just kind of blindly start driving. We would follow the map. So that is the same thing, right? When we have clarity, it gives us the power of making different decisions. It gives us the opportunities to see resources which we might have otherwise missed. So again, we have the 4 areas, pick one and ask this question. What would I love in my life, in this area of my life? The area that you picked. What would I love in my life? And I want you to notice, like, I didn't ask you, what should you do? What do I need? What do I want? I'm asking you a different question. What would you love in this area of your life? If tonight was the last time you put your head on the pillow and you did not wake up tomorrow, right? What would you love in this area? What matters most to you at the end of the day? So before we do the journaling exercise, what I would like for you to do is invite you to take a deep breath. And if you feel comfortable, go ahead and close your eyes. If you're driving, please do not do this exercise right now. And imagine it's 3 years from now. It is April 3rd, 2024. And all the challenges are solved. Consider what you would love for your life. What is happening for you in this area of your life that you have selected? If you could wave a magic wand, right? What great things are occurring for you? If you couldn't fail, what would you be loved to be doing? What experiences? Who would you be with? What would you be doing? So open your eyes now, and as you write down your vision, I want you to consider these 3 things. Choose that area that you're most unhappy. How long have you been feeling this way? And the third thing is, what is it costing you to stay in this place of unfulfillment, discontentment, frustration? What is it costing you to stay here? Okay. And I'm going to give you, we're going to do, it's a time machine. What I've done with you when you did that exercises of closing your eyes, what we call it, it's called a time machine. It's kind of, we're, traveling 3 years from now.
Back
So
to
what?
the future.
Back to the Future, yes. Michael J. Fox. So I'm going to give you a minute, and I'd like for you to write down in this area of your life, what would you love? How long has it been? What would you love to create in this life, in this area? If you had a magic wand, what would you love to create? And if your mind goes to the how, kind of push that aside. Let's focus on what is that you would love to create if you could do anything in the world. Like if you could change this area of your life, what would you love? So I'm going to give you a minute, and you can go ahead and start. So you have 20 seconds. Okay, pens down. And you could, at the end, you can just do to be continued. can definitely go back and add some more to this, because of course this is not the, complete vision of what you would love to create for yourself. Okay. So again, this is the beginning of, designing a life that you would love, right? I know most of you may feel, right, how is this going to happen, right? Don't worry, we're going to get there, right? The how always comes up because our subconscious mind will be first goes to, well, how is this going to happen, right? And I will get there with you.
Yeah.
Okay. So do we have any questions? Would anybody have any questions I can answer? Would you like to hold the questions towards the end, Tisha?
No, I think it's fine. If anyone has questions, go for it.
I got a question.
Okay.
This is Michael over here.
Okay.
Okay. So in this exercise, so for me, I chose the area of vocation
Okay.
because for me, it was almost like a slam dunk to choose that at this time. Although I almost a second was my health area because it's like all these things were actually were in sort of in tandem uh, or coming at me at the same time. I had the COVID, and then also I lost my mother at the same time, and then also and then at the same time something with my work has happened that is why I chose vocation to sort of supersede that. But so in choosing this vision as we're talking about here, or dream. Um, so I don't know. I just wrote down some things in a vocation that I would look for, but they let's just say that I didn't put money like at the top because somehow I always think that money follows other things in what you're envisioning or thinking about, in the
Okay.
type of vocation or work that I'm, looking for in life,
Okay.
in my change, you know what I'm saying?
So, Michael, I know just for just kind of to honor the time for everybody, do you have a question that I can
Oh,
help?
so
Uh-huh.
oh, so like so my question I think would be in choosing the dream that you're trying to pursue, um I mean it's kind of a difficult thing to do, I think, because it's I've been in too much of a comfort zone for a long time. So in getting out of that comfort zone to really design that dream, how how do you suggest somebody does that? Just
Okay. Yep. Yeah, and that's a good question. I will share that with you at the end of how you can do that, because yes, our subconscious mind will go to the how, because that's how we've been conditioned, how we have been trained to first go to the how instead of focusing on the vision, right? And so there are ways to do that, which I will share with you towards the end. Would that be good?
yes.
Awesome. Okay, cool. Okay. So I want to also just honor everybody's time, so I don't want to go over. But so let's go to dream building principle number 2, which is deciding for your dream. Okay. Katricia, can you read this?
Yes, I can. I love these things. I'm like, I got it.
I can read it. Yeah, I can read it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Go ahead, Michael. Oh.
Oh, you want him to read it out loud?
Sure. Read it out
Okay, go
loud.
ahead, Michael.
According to research at Stanford University, it doesn't matter what order the letters in a word are. The only uh, the word's cut off here. The only mo- mo-
I-
was it moment thing?
Important
Important.
thing.
Yeah, the word's cut off there. Important thing is that the first and last letter be in the right place. This is because it's cut off
The
here
human
again.
mind.
The human mind does not read every letter by itself, but the word as a whole.
Right. Right. And that kind of proves, that's kind of a little bit to your question, right? That we need to know where we want to go. We need to have the clarity. We need to know where we're going. The in between will reveal itself when we start taking those steps.
That's
So
so true.
our mind doesn't need to know every step, because if we knew every step, would we be taking that action? Most probably not, because it's going to scare us. It's not going to allow us to take that action, because we're going to be like, well, number one, I don't know how to do it. It's going to give you that doubt. It's going to keep you in your comfort zone. So that's why we don't need to have everything laid out. We need to start taking the first step, and the next step will be revealed to us. So that's why it's important to have a clear vision and then making a decision, right? Famous life coach Bob Proctor talks about, he says, this is a single mental move you can make, which in a millisecond will solve enormous problems for you. It has the potential to improve almost any personal or business situation you will ever encounter. And it will literally propel you down the path of incredible success. And that mental activity is decision. See, what happens is we have a clear dream, or we have something that we would love, but we don't put a stake in the ground. We hesitate because we want everything to be revealed. And that is not how results are created. You have to put the stake in the ground and say, I'm going to make a decision. I went 4 years ago, I didn't know how things were going to turn out, what it was going to, what I could create, what my relationship with my husband was going to be. But I put a stake in the ground. I didn't know everything, but I knew one thing I did know is I wanted a different relationship. I wanted something different with my husband. And so making a decision, because what happens is, Napoleon Hill also talks about in his book, Think and Grow Rich, he talks about that successful people make decisions quickly and they change it seldom. Whereas unsuccessful people make decisions slowly because they keep going back and forth, and they keep changing it frequently. So putting a stake in the ground and saying, yes, this is what I would love. I'm going to make a decision. I don't need to know the how. The how is going to be revealed to me when I start taking those first steps.
I think it's really important because it's what you love. It's what inspires you. You know what I mean? It has to be your dream, because you're right. Everything else will unfold. That's what I'm doing. And I'm happy and I love it. You know what I mean? And I'm just going for it, and that's been my all through COVID. Everyone's like, oh, what do we do? Everyone's on furlough, this, and that. I'm like, what have you always wanted to do? Just make it happen. Start working on it,
Yes. But I agree with you, Tisha, because you are doing something that you love, and you probably didn't know how it was all going to pan out when you first said you want to do it. There was probably a part of you like hesitating, or you might be feeling scary or uncertain because it was outside something that you hadn't known, but you made a decision, and those things started, it kind of started having the next effect, and the ripple effect of the next things which were getting revealed for you.
Yeah, I didn't want anyone else to have to go through what I went through. And I saw a lot of people having similar situations. And I'm like, that's it, I'm done. I'm fixing it.
Yeah. So, Michael, back to you. Like, yes, because you have old patterns, you all have old beliefs of what you have been doing up until now. But if you want to create new results, you want to create something new or different for yourself, yes, you will be asked to stretch, right? My mentor always says, she always says, if you want something that you haven't had before, you have to be able to be uncomfortable. It is definitely going to be uncomfortable for you. I'll be very honest. Like when I started doing this work, public speaking was very uncomfortable for me, but
Yes.
it was something that I loved. I love this information. I love to share it. Do I do it perfectly? Absolutely not. But do people get value and insight? Absolutely. And that is my conviction. That is my intention every time that I do this. Do I stumble on my words? Absolutely. Do I repeat myself? Yes. But do I leave people in a better place than I found them? Absolutely. I know that in my heart when I do these. I do this because I know I will leave people in a different place than I have when they first got on the call. So making a decision is a very, very important step in achieving different results, your vision, your dreams. Because if you absence of this decision, you'll be in the same place. You will be absolutely in the same place.
When you make that decision, stick with it. Don't waver. Know that's what
Yes.
moves you, what inspires you. It's in your
Yes.
heart, and just do it.
Yes.
Don't
Yes.
waver.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think that's important. Definitely. I agree with that.
Yeah. Yeah. So I'm going to actually skip through Judy's story because I know. So you must decide. You must decide in the absence of knowing all the answers. Because if you're waiting, if I waited till I was perfect in my public speaking, I wouldn't be here today with you all. I wouldn't be impacting lives with my clients because I'm doing it imperfectly. I'm doing it because I've made a decision, because it matters that I change lives and it matters that I make an impact. That is more important than me looking perfect. So that takes me to the third principle, which is befriending your fear. So how many of you have already heard from that voice of fear?
Oh, yeah.
How many of
Yes.
you have already heard from that voice, right? Because again, we're going out of our comfort zone. We're going to uncertainty. We don't know everything. And we are raised that we need to know everything before we take the next step. And that is not how you create new results. You want to create new results, you gotta put a stake in the ground. You gotta go and have that fear next to you. Do I have that fear right now? Absolutely. I had that fear before I logged on. But I'm like, I'm doing it. It's going to come out like it's going to come out and the people will be impacted. So, when we decide for a dream, right, there's a part of us that says yes. And then there's a part of us says, what am I going to do if I fail?
Ooh,
Right?
where did that
So
get?
again, how many of us have heard from that? And you can unmute yourself. You can go ahead, you can share that in the chat. How many of you have heard from that voice? I know Michael said yes.
Yeah, I have.
Yeah.
But even
How
if
many?
I,
Absolutely.
something happens, pick myself up and keep going. I've
Yes.
been in worse places, and what I'm doing is what inspires me and moves me every day,
Yeah.
so I love it.
Yes. Yes. Yeah. So again, what is that voice? It's the voice of fear, right? It's that part of us that wants to stay status quo, right? And often what happens that fear is disguised in practicality, right? Fear doesn't say, I'm going to kill your dreams. I'm going to kill your goals. I'm going to kill what you want to, create for yourself. It's too smart for that, right? It often says, well, don't do it now. It's not a good time. Do it later, right? I don't want you to feel the pain, oh, I'll do that 6 months later, I'll start that project, right? It's not
That
going to
other F
say,
word,
huh?
that other F word.
Yes. Yeah. So, it's that voice, right? Says it's not a good time, wait until later, it's irresponsible, don't spend this money, all of those things, right? But let me ask you a question. How many of us have experienced fear in our lives? I know I have experienced lots of fears, being a mom, wife, all of that, right? Being me, I've experienced a lot of fears. I've had a lot of failures. How many of us have experienced failures in our lives?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes,
Yeah.
a lot.
Yeah.
Yes.
So, again, babies are great examples, right? When we were babies, we all started off as non-walkers, right? We were non-walker. We saw people around us walking around, having that independence, and we wanted that level of freedom, right? We wanted to walk. We wanted to get up and walk and get that toy, get that snack, whatever, right? So what did we do? We took a little step and we fell down. And we took another step and we fell down, right? We kept going. We kept going. We didn't just plop down after like 10 or 15 or 100 times and saying, oh, well, I guess I'm not supposed to be a walker. No, we kept going. And the second thing is we always had support around somebody helping us, right? Either a mom, dad, grandparents, somebody, furniture, something was supporting us, right? As we were taking our first steps, learning how to walk, right? But what happens is something happens when we become adults, right? We stop giving ourselves permission to fall down, right? If we fall down in business, we say, I guess we're not supposed to be business people, right? Or business owner. Or if we have a bad relationship, right? We say, I guess, love is not in the cards for me, right? So what happens is when it's the falling down and the rising up is actually the key of also achieving your dreams. Because what are we doing when we're failing or when we are falling down and we getting up? It's providing us feedback. It's providing us feedback of what is it that it didn't work? What lesson can I take from this experience and apply to the next experience? It's not that you're a failure. It's giving you feedback. It didn't work this way. Maybe there's another solution. Maybe there's another way that I haven't looked at. So some of, what are we willing to do, right? Are we willing to fail and rise, right? Great dream builders are willing to fail and rise again and again. Oprah Winfrey, right? She was fired from TV executives. Steven Spielberg, who was rejected from film school 3 times. So fear and failure are prerequisites for achieving great dreams. If you want your dream, you're going to have fear and failure along the path, along your side. So when that voice of doubt questions you or asks you, what if you fail, right? Let your response be, bring it on, right? Bring it on. I'm going to rise up and I'm going to keep going. So, there's a whole process that I take my clients through in the Dream Builder program, right? But for our purpose, I'm going to give you one thing that you can do today. So remember, where you put your attention, let me say that again, where your attention goes, your energy flows. So when you notice your thoughts going towards limitation, interrupt that thought, refocus your mind on your dream and take one action step, right? What is that action step? Is reconnect to your dream. Reconnect to why are you doing this? Are you doing it to punish yourself or do you really love what you want to do or create? And this action is key because it tells your subconscious mind that you're serious about creating new results, right? And over time, the paradigms, the set points, the belief system, the limiting conversations we have in our mind starts fading away. Because what happens is you reconnect to your dream, you take an action step. You reconnect to your dream and you take action step. And you keep doing that, that's when you're creating the new results, right? So for your action step, like look at what you have written down, right? What is one action step you can take to move in the direction of your dream? What is one act? Because there's absolutely something you can do. So write it down. Don't skip out on this because this is important. Because when you put it down and you put a stake in the ground and you say, I'm going to take this action step, it is again telling your subconscious mind that you are serious. Not that you're thinking about it and wishing and hoping it's going to happen. You're actually going to take this action step. Because the choices and actions we take today are ultimately going to who you become tomorrow, right? Who you become tomorrow. So let me ask you, do you all feel like you've connected with these ideas and you know if you really implemented it, it would make a difference in your life? You can go ahead and unmute yourself, or you can put it in the chat.
I do. And it's funny looking at those 4 sections, like the 2 that were not 5s, I feel they're related. And I actually think they could be related to everything. And when you attack that one that's bugging you, it will improve everything.
Yeah.
So it's amazing.
Yeah. 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 They are all interrelated in a crazy way. It is interrelated.
I concur on that, especially when you're talking about your overall health, say, because let's face it, I think everyone would love to be happy in their work. When you're happy in your work, you're healthy and fully functioning. You- and then the others will also, you kind of click. I don't know, you could say it's like a wheel if you want to talk about it.
Yes.
So they really just kind of like, it's like if there's like a what do you call it, a break in one, the other will suffer. It's kind of
Yeah.
like,
True.
If a spoke comes out of the wheel, right?
That's right.
Yeah,
It becomes
exactly.
a squeaky wheel.
Precisely.
Yeah.
And so, I tend to be kind of harsh on myself on the scoring kind of thing, because I'm going through a lot right now,
Okay.
and it's kind of like I'm working on more than one at the same time, to be truthful, you know.
But it's going to
So
open up great doors for you, Michael. When the one thing opens, the rest are going to open, and it's all going to work out. I know it is.
yeah. So every day when I wake up, I do try to put on the positives, because as you're saying, like if you allow the the negative or the doubt to sink in, that will hold you back.
Absolutely.
True.
This
Yeah.
was great. I loved it.
Yeah.
These are
Anybody
my-
else would like to share? Do you feel connected? Do you feel like if you really implemented, it would make a difference?
This was amazing. I'm sorry, I've been on mute most of the time because my daughters are singing in the other room.
Oh,
Anyway, they're good.
oh,
They
good,
sing,
good,
but
good.
I didn't want you guys to hear. Anyway, they're like singing really loud, but
Oh,
this was amazing. Oh my God, I loved it so much. I connected on so many, I have lots of notes, and just kind of being with myself and really being real and answering the questions. And I loved this. Thank you so much.
beautiful. You're
Really
welcome. You're
amazing.
welcome.
Yeah.
Awesome. Good, good, good.
Yeah.
So before I close, right, let's do a quick recap, and then I will share with you my gift that I'm going to offer all of you. So the first thing we learned was through the numbers exercise that there is an invisible pattern of success, right? And when we expand our awareness of the pattern, your results naturally increase. So that was the first thing we learned. The second thing we learned was the principle of designing your dream, right? You must have a blueprint of what you want in order to achieve it. So, having that is important. Number 2 is deciding for it, right? The power of decision. You must decide for the thing you want in the absence of knowing how. Because if you're stuck on the how, your dream is going to be, it's kind of, you put it away and you'll forget about it, because there are things which will come up. And then number 3 is befriending your fear, right? And how fear and failure are prerequisites, right, to achieving your dream, achieving your vision. So that's what we covered today. So before I close with a video, I want to share with you my gift to all of you. I think we're 11, 10 of us. So I promised you that I had a gift, right? The gift is going to help you ground and apply everything we did today, right? The likelihood you will be in the same place next year at this time is over 90%. Okay. 95% of people come to like an event or a workshop like this. They put their vision in a drawer and create the same life pattern over and over again. But I know it's not you all, because you all are here. You're still listening. There's something still resonating with you. You've decided that your dream matters. And I don't believe that any of you came here to be part of that 95%, right? To keep repeating those same things over and over again. So I've developed this gift for you to give you one structure on your calendar that's going to help provide you the time to move your vision forward. So what is this, right? This is for you if you're done with the old ways and ready to create new results. You're motivated to move ahead. You know the time is now and you've made a decision for growth. Your vision isn't defined and you're seeking, clarity, like you want to dig in deeper. And you're deeply, deeply resonating with this information, with the principles I have shared with you. So if that's you, this is the perfect gift. Now, the gift is available to all of you. You are warmly welcome, but we'll go with first come, first serve. So the gift is, it's a 1-hour complimentary visioning session with me. And I'm going to help you in 3 ways in that hour. The first is I'm going to get my eyes on your vision to help you gain clarity and evoke more detail. Number 2, you'll get a deeper understanding of how the subconscious mind works, even in a deeper way. And then number 3, I'll show you how to wrap further structure and coaching around your vision. Now, some of you might be like, Rajika, I want to work with you. I want you to mentor me. What I invite you to do is take that free session, because I want to make sure that the coaching program is a good fit for you, right? Because that is my commitment. I don't just want to have clients. I want to know and have you on the same page and me on the same page that this is going to be a good fit. So now I know some of you might have your fingers to move, ready to move, and this moment, and saying yes, right? So how do you take advantage of the free hour session? So the gift is for all of you. You're all warmly invited. Text me at this number and say, hi, this is, and I would love a session. So if go ahead and text me at this number that you would love a session, and then I will get in contact with you and we can set up a mutual time to set up the appointment. Okay, so I'll finish with this video.
I want you to ponder these 4 questions. The first question to ponder when you go home is why? Why go this far? Why try to learn this much? Why study? Why put yourself out? Why try to earn as much as you can earn, share as much as you can share? Why try to become all that you can possibly become? Why develop yourself to the full? Why try to do it all? Why try to take on this much responsibility? Develop every skill you possibly can, see every human you possibly can, go to every class you possibly can, touch everybody you possibly can. Why do that much? Why go that far? Why share that much? Why give that much away? Why try to see everything? Why try to do everything? Why try to become everything? The first question to ponder when you go home is why. Here's another good answer to why. It's the second question. Why not? Why not see how much you can earn? Why not see how much you can learn? Why not see how many skills you can develop? Why not see what kind of person you can become? Why not see what kind of influence you can have? Why not see how many people you can rescue from oblivion? I want you to take that personal. Why not? Why not? You've got to stay here till you go. I mean, what else are you gonna do? Why not see how much you can do, how far you can go? Now here's number 3. Why not you? You've got the brains. You can make decisions. You can study the plan. You can change your life. You can grow immensely in the next few years. You can make your dreams come true. You can build a financial wall around your family nothing can get through. You can become healthy. You can become powerful. Why not you? My very last question on the questions to ponder is why not now? There never was a better time. And what a time now for us to take this dream and not let it die. Take this dream and give it life. Take this dream and breathe into it your own personal spirit until finally it becomes a flame that burns around the whole world.
Love it.
Love that.
Wow.
I
That
love
was
that.
mind-blowing.
Yes. Yes.
That was mind-blowing.
Yeah. So as we end, I just want to share with you a quote from Goethe. Whatever you can do or dream you can, begin it, because boldness and genius has it, right? You have a splendid dream. You've written it down. You can feel it. You made a decision. And to achieve your dream, you must decide for it over and over again. Through opposing circumstances, even when it's inconvenient, when it's uncomfortable, when you don't feel like doing it, you got to keep doing it. You got to keep leaning in, because there's one truth, right? You must commit to your dream and befriend your fear, because when you do, a whole stream of events opens up. Things open up, opportunities, resources you will be flooded with them. So if you're willing to commit to that, right? For those of you who would love support in achieving your dream, right? Go ahead and, take me up on my offer. It's a complimentary, no obligation offer.
Cool. Anna, did you have a question? I see your hand is raised. No, maybe not. Okay.
So I'm going to stop share and take it for, okay, questions. More questions.
More questions.
Go ahead, Marlene.
I think I'm unmuted. Oh my goodness. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh. I love that video at the end there.
Good.
I actually saw, I think his name is Nick. I cannot remember his last name. I saw him live with my company at one of our conventions. He has no arms and no legs. I hear him speak. I know it's the same gentleman. He is so phenomenal and so motivational. I just wanted to share that. Oh my gosh, I love that. And I'm trying to text really quickly because I want a free session. Anyway, I couldn't see you put it back up, so I'm texting you now. But
okay, yeah, and I can put it up. You can just say hi.
Right. If not, someone's going to get a really funny message. But
and yeah, you can go ahead and text me at, and I'll put it in the chat.
May you share it with a couple people that had to get off early too?
Sure. Yes, definitely. Yeah, it's yeah. Go ahead and text me in, and yes, I would love to support you all. Love to get you all to the next level. And yeah, any other questions? Again, I just get riled up with this, so.
I don't blame you. Well, you love what you do, and that's what's so important.
Oh,
it's very
thank
apparent.
you. Thank you.
This was phenomenal. I loved it.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you.
You're so welcome. You're so welcome. I think Anna had her hand up. She still has her hand.
Yeah, I don't know. She's on mute. I can text her after and find out.
Okay. Okay. Awesome.
Cool. Thank you so much for this.
Oh, you are so welcome.
Thank you so much. Definitely some very mind-opening information here that is useful, and I think can be put to immediate use.
Yes. Yes, definitely.
Good for all.
And I think, of course, writing things down is good, but also, formulating a plan and then taking an action step, like a first, say, like a first action step equals second action step.
Mhm.
Result then yields next. So
Awesome.
that's kind of like what I'm thinking here. And, of course, inaction or indecision are the things that are going to, hold you back or make you, or what should I say, or leave you stuck, if you will.
Yes, yes, yes. Oh, thank you. Thank you all. I truly love this, and I have my next topic for my next time. The power of decision will be my next topic.
Love it.
Yes.
Great. Thank you
Oh,
so much.
you are so
Everybody, have a
welcome.
wonderful rest of your weekend.
Thank
Hope to
you.
see you next week when we resume. And thank you so much, you guys. And thank you, Rajika. This was phenomenal. And I
Thank
think we
you.
can all take up this offer.
Yeah,
Awesome.
this is fantastic. I can't put like a money value on it,
I know, right?
Good.
Cool. Thank you all.
Thank you
Have
so
a
much.
fabulous weekend. All
Thank
right.
you.
We'll
Thank
talk
you.
to you later. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. Thank you, Tisha. Thank you, Virginia.
Bye.
You're welcome. Bye. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you.